Now at 6, one of the busiest roads in the 4 states completely reopens. We'll have details. Plus, we'll hear from local shoppers as they prepare for Black Friday. We check out Webb City's pre-Thanksgiving farmers market. And Pitt State looks ahead to their round 2 matchup in the Division II national playoffs.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Just in time for peak shopping season, construction wraps up on one of the 4 states' busiest streets. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. The new Range Line Road Bridge in Joplin is now open to traffic more than a month ahead of schedule. The original bridge over Kansas City Southern Railroad closed in early September for demolition. This new bridge is higher and wider than the one it replaced. It also has new sidewalks on either side. This opening is welcome news for a lot of motorists and range line businesses. MoDOT says on average, the old bridge carried more than 24,000 vehicles per day. Some holiday travelers might encounter some wet roads. Let's check in with Doug.
Yeah, that's something we got to watch out for, especially through the evening hours, overnight hours into tomorrow morning. Good news here is temperatures are well above freezing, so we don't have to worry about any frozen precip on the roadways, but we do have to worry about this. You can see the radar starting to pop up these light showers, especially southwestern Missouri, and then kind of stretching back through northeastern parts of Oklahoma. So Nevada down toward Monette. Very spotty through the metro, but these will increase, especially as we get a little bit later toward midnight. And look at the moisture increasing down through Texas, the main system, out across the western parts of the Rockies. All right, let's go through time. We'll stop at 9. Showers really increasing, picking up by midnight, on and off showers throughout the overnight hours for us tonight into Thanksgiving morning. So what about the holiday? What about the holiday weekend? We'll look at that here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. On this day before Thanksgiving, some 4-staters are already gearing up for the day after Black Friday. The National Retail Federation predicts this could be the busiest holiday shopping season since 2017. KOAM's Yana Houta looks at how some Pittsburgh shoppers are preparing for holiday shopping.
According to the National Retail Federation, more than 166 million people are planning to shop from Thanksgiving Day through Cyber Monday. That's almost 8 million more than last year. While some prefer to go in the store.
Going in the stores with maybe my parents or something and seeing what's on the stock shelves and everything.
Others access the sales from home.
They have more options of maybe, just different clothing or just anything, or sizes. That's another thing.
Olivia Butler and Madison Newling stopped by the Pittsburgh Mall to check out what the stores have to offer before Black Friday. Newling predicts a lot of sale items will go fast.
Devices, like the consoles too, are going to be sold out, and there's going to be a lot of problems ordering stuff too.
In-store shoppers are not afraid of long waiting lines if they can get to stores, which may have things that seem to be sold out online.
But sometimes it lies, and then you go there and then there's a whole stock shelf of it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Being in a crowded store can be too much for some.
There can be some difficulties with maybe paying it, or just even standing in the line too long. Maybe gets you too tired, or just anything. It's really nice to just do it online and then you get it shipped in time.
But customer service is also a big plus in store.
It's just someone helping you either online, you order it and it comes to your house and it's 4 sizes down her size. So I like that about in-store shopping because there's people that can help you.
Yana Hautala, KOAM News.
Both Newland and Butler say they don't have specific plans for stores and they're still looking at primarily shopping either online or in person. Before you give thanks, give blood. That's the slogan Community Blood Center of the Ozarks used for today's Thanks for Giving blood drive. Participants who donated blood, plasma, or platelets were entered into a drawing to win a brand spanking new iPhone 14.
We always need blood, but around the holidays, especially if we shut down for a day, we'll often do promotions and encourage donors to come in and help us out since we're going to be closed down, to make sure we have that coverage that we need.
Donors also had the chance to receive a free Kansas City Chiefs t-shirt. Donors could also fill out an entry form to win not 1 but 2 tickets and parking passes to the Chiefs game against the Broncos on January 1st. As we gear up for Thanksgiving, Webb City is hosting a Thanksgiving farmers market. KOAM Shagun Bamadella was at the market and has more.
This annual event happens on the last Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It allows people to shop last minute for fresh produce. The market sees around 300 to 400 people in 4 hours.
Our community comes to shop at a farmer's market because they understand that the money they're spending here is going to stay in their community. This supports the local small farms in our area and the local bakeries as well, not to mention apiaries with the bees and honey and other locally produced foods.
Lynch says the food from the farmers market are harvested the day before.
Of course, it's just fresh, nutritious food. You aren't going to find foods that were picked weeks ago. These are items that are harvested the day or the day before they're brought to market, making them much better for us.
I spoke to 2 market vendors who tell me people have faith in local products.
The money goes directly to the farmer as opposed to having a middleman come in to take a part of that cut. But really, it's about the relationships that have been built over the years and knowing and trusting your farmer and people that provide all this good food and really knowing where it comes from.
In the stores, you get a lot of what we call feedlot grown meats, feedlot beef or feedlot pork or barn raised animals. All of our animals that we raise are raised on pasture. We raise as natural as possible. All of our beef is 100% grass fed. Our hogs are out on pasture all the time. They never see a barn. They're raised as natural as possible.
Reporting in Webb City, Shagun Bamadella, KOAM News.
The farmers market is open on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon. Coming up, the latest on a new lawsuit filed against a kids camp in southwest Missouri, and later, local boxer Theron Crouch looks ahead to his next match to remain undefeated. More legal trouble for a popular kids camp in Taney County, Missouri. A new lawsuit has been filed against Kanakuk Camps, this time involving claims of fraud in a sex abuse scandal. Peter Newman admitted to sexually abusing boys at that camp and was sentenced to 2 life sentences plus 12 years. More than a decade later, the lawsuits keep coming. Earlier this year, Newman was hit with a civil judgment in order to pay nearly $30 million to his victims. Well, now the same victims are going after camp leaders, claiming they covered up the abuse. Reporter Francis Watson has details.
It is time for them to be held accountable for their inactions and their gross negligence.
Logan Yandel was sexually abused as a child while attending Kanakuk Camp in Taney County. His abuser, Peter Newman, will spend the rest of his life in prison after admitting what he did. Now, Yandel says he wants camp administrators and CEO Joe White to do the same.
It's time for them to be honest and quit lying to everyone in the community, quit lying to victims, quit lying to families, quit lying to future campers. And stop treating victims like a PR problem.
A lawsuit filed on behalf of Yandel last week accuses the organization of covering up Newman's history of abuse before agreeing to a legal settlement, including a non-disclosure agreement.
We are pursuing claims of fraud, not only fraudulent concealment of the scope and scale of the abuse that was taking place at Kanakuk for the better part of a decade, but also fraud in the inducement into entering those settlement agreements, including the NDAs.
Attorney Robert Thrasher says this case could set a new standard for abuse victims.
There's a much bigger picture here that we're hoping to shed light on as well. A lot of states are instituting look-back windows or windows for sexual abuse victims to come forward, without having to encounter statute of limitations, NDAs, things of the like.
Yandel's family standing by his side.
There is hope, and Logan, I'm so proud of him for leading this charge and being willing to tell his story to everybody that is willing to listen, and to hold Kanakuk and Joe White accountable, not just for Logan, but for every single victim out there.
We hear you, we believe you, and we want to, be here as a place of support as you begin to heal. This has been years in the making, and I've waited for this for a very, very long time. Even if there's one person that feels encouraged to use their voice as well, to speak out against these things that have been hidden for so long, I would be so encouraged by that.
Kennecott Camps released this statement. It says, quote, "Our policy is not to comment on pending litigation. We will respond further if or when appropriate. In the meantime, we continue to pray for all who have been affected by Pete Newman's behavior," end quote. A little bit later, we're going to hear from the Gorillas as they prepare for their playoff matchup against the Ferris State Bulldogs.
Plus, rain increasing for us during the overnight hours tonight. Details coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be kind of a gloomy day for us today. We had the light little showers starting to pick up over the past couple hours, but mainly just dry and cloudy all day long for us today. Rain will start to increase the rest of the evening into the overnight hours. Already seeing it. Now, this is very light. This is kind of drizzle, sprinkles, but starting to pick up, especially southwestern Missouri and then down through eastern parts of Oklahoma, but you can see it in southwestern parts of Missouri. Again, very light. Nevada over towards Stockton, track a little farther south, a few sprinkles through the metro, and then down toward Berry County, over toward Branson and Berryville. Not a big deal, but these showers will start to pick up a little bit more as we go through the overnight hours tonight. You can see the moisture starting to pop up, southeastern parts of Oklahoma, all the way down through Texas. So this is Gulf of Mexico moisture. The more moisture that rides north, the more rain that will pop up throughout the overnight hours. But the main system is still out here, down or up through parts of Montana, Wyoming, and then into Colorado. So as this system digs deep into the southern plains, it's going to give us an extended period of clouds and chances for rain. Watch it. You can see the jet stream wrapping around it all the way by Friday. It's still way out here. So we get our showers tonight. We get our showers tomorrow. Then we get a break. As the upper level low heads toward us, rain will start to pick up again late Friday night and into Saturday. So this is kind of a long event that will affect us over the next several days. All right, rain chances tonight. Here's 9 p.m. Here's midnight. Starts shooting up, especially by 3 a.m. into the morning hours, especially if you're doing the turkey trot, maybe a little wet, and then it starts to taper off as we go into Thursday afternoon. All right, let's break it down. Let's go through the overnight hours. Light showers picking up. Here's midnight, increasing by morning, especially along and south of the I-44 corridor. Showers continue through the morning, and then we start to dry out a little bit as we head into the afternoon. In fact, tomorrow night, we start to clear out a bit. We'll have partly cloudy skies. Let's go into Black Friday. I think mainly dry. We'll have partly sunny skies. Temperatures lower 50s, but then here come the clouds again, increasing once again Friday night into Saturday morning, and then the rain will advance right back in. Your Thanksgiving day planner, showers mainly in the morning, 49 at 7, 51 by noon, 52 by 5, high temp of 53 degrees. All right, let's go into Friday night and Saturday morning. This is going to be the more widespread, heavier rain. Showers, here's 2 p.m. Saturday, into Saturday evening, into Saturday night, and then finally starts to exit by the time we head into Sunday morning. So rainfall amounts over the next 24 hours, not much, maybe a quarter of an inch at best. But when you add the second part of the system, a lot of areas, a half an inch to an inch, even pushing 2 inches in our southeastern counties. 48 tomorrow, 54 on Friday, 47 on Saturday, 50 on Sunday with the showers lasting into the weekend. Should be out of here Sunday morning into the afternoon, and then more showers and thunderstorms Tuesday and Wednesday.
Enough that travelers certainly need to be aware and careful.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Tom. Still ahead, the Missouri Southern women aim to stay undefeated tonight at home against Missouri S&T, and the Pitt State Gorillas prepare to hit the road to Michigan for the second round of the Division II playoffs. Jacob Leonard has that and more up next.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas are still alive in the Division II National Playoffs. The Gorillas will be in action in round 2 on Saturday on the road against Ferris State. Now the Gorillas 12-0 so far this season. On the other side, Ferris State is 10-1 with their only loss coming to undefeated Grand Valley State. Well, Pittsburgh State won their playoff opener last week, shutting out Indianapolis 35-0. It was their first shutout of the season, and a great way to grab some momentum before facing the defending national champs.
There's always a little bit of an unknown when you play somebody new for the first time, and how do they really match up, and how do their opponents match up with what we've seen, and so you're trying to gauge really how they stack up, and but for us to go out there and compete and play like we did, I thought was a good statement for sure.
It definitely gives us a lot of momentum rolling into round 2. We're going to play another high-powered offense. They got a really good bunch of receivers and skill guys. They're doing a lot of stuff, motions, eye candy, kind of get you off of your game, try to confuse you. They're really big up front. They try to pound the rock, spread you out, just do almost everything they can to kind of manipulate you and try to find success.
The Missouri Southern women's basketball team is at home tonight taking on Missouri S&T. Now, the Lions are 5-0 this season and have climbed to number 10 in this week's national rankings. Now, Southern trying to stay rolling and get to 6-0 tonight against the Miners. That one is at halftime with the Lions leading 35-28. Lane Skiles and Chrislyn Jones each have 8 points to lead the Lions. In Pittsburgh, home opener tonight for Pitt State, hosting the St. Mary's Spires. Corinna Gerber, hot start to this one. Finishes with the left there, then Gerber drives and finishes. 8 in the first quarter for Corinna Gerber. Gorillas have their first lead. Now later, Tristan Gegg from the corner for 3. Then the freshman, Harper Schreiner, fights through contact, scores, and the foul. Gorillas up 12 after the free throw. Jenna Shipley, nice night for her, drives, fadeaway jumper, 14 points in the first half alone for Shipley. Then in the second quarter, sophomore Grace Pyle steps out and hits the 3. This one actually still going. Gorillas lead 81-54 in the fourth quarter. Local boxer Theron Crouch will be back in the ring on December 3rd, fighting at Buffalo Run Casino. And Crouch is aiming to get to 4-0 in his pro career after winning each of his first 3 fights by knockout. Now this time around, it's going to be the toughest fight yet for Crouch. He'll step in the ring with Erasmo Garcia, a guy who is 10 fights into his career, entering this one with a 5-3-2 overall record.
When we started looking for opponents, started getting names sent to us, our main goal was someone with experience. I'm 3 fights in the boxing world. Not a lot of people take those fights with people that are a little scary, and that's exactly who we asked for. We wanted someone with about 10 fights. This guy has 3 times as many fights as me, 9 times the amount of rounds, and I was like, perfect, sign me up. I'm not here for a long time, I'm here for a good time. So I'm trying to climb the ladder as fast as I can, and the only way to do that is to fight these OGs, these guys that are veterans of the sport. They've been through it. Not a lot of fighters at my point take this fight, but I fear regret a lot more than I do losing. So I'm ready to roll.
That's it for sports. We're back after this.
Take time now to honor a local Vietnam War veteran. William Thompson served in the U.S. Navy from 1960 to 1974. His hometown, Hume, Missouri. And we're proud to salute Lieutenant Commander William Thompson, a 4-state hero. A lot of you are going to be heading out on the road, but here's what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Investigators searching for answers in connection with a deadly shooting inside a Walmart in Virginia. Plus, look whether the cost of gas is affecting holiday travel, and a special milestone for how the Grinch stole Christmas. Those stories, a lot more. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Doug Heddy, keeping an eye on the weather for us.
I am. Rain is going to be increasing for us tonight. This is going to be light on and off showers through tomorrow morning. We dry out a bit tomorrow afternoon. Most of Friday actually looks okay. Rain right back in Saturday into Sunday morning.
Final sports notes.
I'm going to get to work after this newscast on our full story with Theron Crouch. He's obviously a good soundbite for TV, but he's got a lot more, so check out our full story with him on our website later tonight.
He has a lot to say, and he says it well. See you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.